This is Nothing Coherent. We got a good one for you today. The Neese family, the Woodworth family. Give me Brandon. Give me Ryan. Okay, guys, give me something we're going to talk about today.
Alita Battle Angel. What are you going to talk about? Huh? That's it. We're beating him in the corner. Beat him to submission.
All right, Woodworth, pass or play?
Pass.
All right, Ryan. 6 categories on the board. Give me something we're going to talk about today. Okay, anyway, guys, this is Nothing Coherent. Ryan and I really wanted to do that for whatever reason.
I actually didn't even realize what it was until you said board. I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? This is what happens when they had me tied up playing on the floor and not allowed to talk last week. It was.
We did not have you tied up on the floor. You were not here.
You clearly said several times on the podcast that I was here.
No, I did not. Ryan forced me to because he wanted to add crickets. I don't even think he did that because I didn't listen to the episode.
Ryan does not edit it.
I just like the pure silence.
Yeah.
That way they can imagine what Brandon would have said.
Except I would not have
It
agreed
would
with
have
you on a
been
few
Nothing
days.
Coherent. Anyway, so guys, what you been up to? Brandon, actually, let's start with you because you weren't here last week. What you been up to these last 2 weeks?
I've done a lot. A lot of
I figured
things.
you're probably going to talk the most at this
So
point.
I'm going to just kind of cut around
Okay.
because we have a few things we'll talk about together.
Right.
I'll do bargain binning real quick.
Okay.
Actually, let's open with that. Let's start.
Yeah, sure. Let's start with bargain bidding.
I played Charlie's Angels, and by played it, I mean I played about an hour-ish. I got somewhere in it, and it does this thing where it loops. So I don't know if my memory card is messed up or if my game itself is messed up. But basically, it's unbeatable after a certain point. Mm-hmm. It's really repetitive combat. It's just boring.
Yep.
Like, you can tell this game was made in, 3 months and was put out for
a movie
the movie
release.
tie-in.
Yeah.
Now, granted, liked it more in Madagascar, but only because it was long. It was shorter. I played for an hour, and then it just kind of crashed, and I couldn't get it to go back to what I needed to do.
It was like a quick death.
Yeah, Madagascar was 6 hours.
Madagascar was
And
literally
so,
just taking you.
Madagascar is the better game. I'd rather play that, but because of how short Charlie's Angels was, I was grateful for that.
Yeah.
Now, we have a roll. So,
Okay.
pick 3 of the numbers on the dice.
I'm gonna do 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, so
That
if you
sounds
get
really weird,
anything that's
but-
not
1,
2,
5,
3,
and 6.
yeah, if you get those, it's your turn. Finally.
We'll see.
Gosh dang
Dang it, it's me!
Okay, now you can roll for your nightmare. So
Okay.
I don't have the games out here, but I
Ryan-
won't tell you what they are. I will tell you what they
Ryan
are.
escapes again. Why did
I'm on a massive streak.
We can just
I'll just
buy
never
weighted
work again.
dice.
we could buy weighted dice?
Just have them sitting in my pocket and be
Yeah,
like,
no.
this is the time.
This is the time to dice. Okay. Alright, don't tell me. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Oh, well, it fell. Where did it go? I don't see
Five.
it. A 5?
It's Duke Nukem Forever.
That was the one game that I didn't want because I have played Duke Nukem Forever.
It looks like you're playing it again, Zach.
You're going for fast runs this time.
Okay.
But we can give you an extension because you'll need Ryan's Xbox.
Is that one not backwards compatible?
Oh, it is. That's right. That's why I bought it, because I could play it.
That's right.
So-
Okay, so yeah, actually, this sounds really
Where's it at? I think it's on the floor over
This
there.
sounds really, really dumb, but if I have some spare time, I might go live on Twitch and play that game for everybody's enjoyment.
You should, actually.
Because I can stream this one.
Yep.
Maybe I should.
Hail to the king. Hopefully it works. I didn't really check.
Actually, oh, that'd be the best part. If the game just crashed on me mid-Twitch stream. Oh, I would love that. God, please show mercy on me.
Now he's like, nope.
Yeah, I asked for too much.
Okay, so that was my easy one out of the way.
Yeah.
I've done a lot, actually, since I was tied up last week and couldn't talk.
Yeah.
A bunch of demos dropped, too, so I also played those.
Yeah.
I'll try to hit a lot of this kind of quick, I guess. I played Devil May Cry 5, the demo. Or we'll do this. This first section is all demos. Or betas. So DMC 5, I played it for 30 minutes. I really like the combat. It's a lot. I don't know if it's because I don't know who the new character's name is. But you play as him, you don't play as Dante or Nero. I think both those are the last two. And so his combat was a little different. It was alright. It's a lot heavier and slower, and I'm used to the fast paced of DMC. So I'm curious about it. I kind of want to get it, but we'll wait and see. Yoshi's Crafted World had a demo that dropped,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so cute.
I know.
I am so excited to play the rest of this game. It's going to be just something that I play to relax. It's a lot of fun. It's adorable. It's a nice little, like, it's a lot like, did you ever play Yoshi's Story on the 64?
Yes.
It's just like that. Plays the exact same
Really?
way. Mhm.
Oh, that's
I
a
really
must
actually
buy.
like that game.
Yeah.
That's a must buy
think-
for me.
I think you both have Switches. When you get home later, download the demo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to have a lot of, like, replayability because, like, I beat the level. It's one level, but it's played 3 different ways.
Right.
Because you play it forwards, and then they're like, oh, these creatures escaped into the world, so you play it backwards.
I like that.
And then there's an option to go get something extra. There might be more than demo. I didn't beat it. I think
Right.
I think I beat it. I'm not sure.
I like that.
It
though.
ended, so I
See,
just assumed it was the
I've
end.
always felt like the Yoshi games were incredibly cute and well crafted out. I liked Woolly World.
I like the yarn games they've been doing.
Yeah.
So
I would like to see one for maybe Zelda. I don't know if that could happen
I don't know. I think it works better for these because
they're cute characters.
right. And if we
like-
want to talk about the cute, I mean, Link's Awakening looks adorable.
Right, like
So,
that's what
like,
I'm thinking. Like now that we have Link's Awakening, which we're going to talk about a little later,
Yeah.
I think that could be doable. But I think it works best with Kirby and Yoshi. Actually, the one that I could see it really working for would be Diddy Kong and maybe like those characters.
Maybe I think
I don't think Donkey Kong specifically.
I think the country, the new returns.
Yeah, no, those games are really strong though. I really like.
Yeah,
Tropical
I don't think
Freeze.
they'll go off of those.
No.
You
Um,
should just have a Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong adventure, just as in like God of War style.
God of War Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Huh.
He's like pounding the ground
Yeah,
and like
that's my only
he's-
thought. They would have some good combos.
he just gets a huge barrel and he just chucks it all the way across the field at K. Rool and it just splatters him across like the battlefield. And Donkey Kong, because he can't really talk, he just goes like, which is basically Kratos on a bad day anyway. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, well, you heard it first from Nothing Coherent.
Cory Barlog, let's see you get on that. Go to Nintendo, leave Santa Monica Studios.
Yeah, give us God of Donkey Kong,
God of Kong.
God of Kong.
Kong of War. Kong of War. That's
Yeah,
it.
Kong of War is
There,
better.
we got it all set out.
We gotta
Okay,
give Donkey Kong
yeah.
this epic scar down the side of his face. He's gotta fight.
The tires covered
Yeah.
in blood.
Right, like he's got to team up with Caesar from Planet of the Apes to fight Koba. Like, oh, that could be fun.
Okay, yeah, we're
We're sidebar
going
here.
somewhere now.
Damon X Machine, I think is what it's called. It's.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking
Here's
about.
my problem with it. I had one of our friends played it on his TV and didn't have a problem. There's a lot going on, and I was playing in a handheld mode. There was far too much for me to be able to keep track of what was happening playing that portably.
Yeah,
That game is made for you to play it on TV. I like the gameplay, but I need to like do it again because I have no idea what was happening at all.
yeah,
I kind of just blew stuff up and then finished it, and I was like, okay. I was like, let's try that again though on TV. So I enjoy it. I don't think it's going to be like the big system seller that I don't know. I could be wrong. I think Nintendo's putting a little too much trust in it. It's a new IP, so we'll
Right.
see. Division 2.
I still didn't get a chance to play the beta.
Yeah.
I
So-
had it took forever for it to install, and I missed out on it.
The
which-
public beta is March 1st through the 4th.
That's what I keep hearing. So that's where it'll be my time to shine.
I played the private. I played up to, so everyone's gonna get super mad when I try to describe where this is at. I played up to the White House, which for
Okay.
those who played it, that is almost nothing.
Yeah.
I basically only had one evening to really try, and then I ended up having to leave about an hour or two into it.
Well,
I don't think the game is meant for single player.
right. I don't think they intend it to be
That, or I'm just that bad at it. Because I've heard a lot of people be like, "Oh, you can play the single player or multiplayer," and I'm like,
They say
How?
the same thing about Fallout 76.
right, but I mean like people who are like
76,
super
even
into
though
the
it's a bad
Division
game,
community.
Yeah,
Like I've listened to them talk and be like, "Yeah, you can play single player," and I'm like,
you can, but
am I just that bad at shooters? Like I am,
uh, I would say it's probably more a matter of the Division 1 was clearly meant to be a co-op game, and a lot of people felt like they could have improved on that aspect a lot more. So I would argue that while it might be playable altogether either way, it's still meant to be enjoyed with friends.
right.
Which I feel that way about any online multiplayer game. Like, you can play it by yourself, but what's the point? Like, the idea of online multiplayer is you can play with your friends wherever they are. But Division 2, I think, looks to me wholeheartedly as a multiplayer game first, and then a single player if you want it while you're waiting for your friends to get online.
Right, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Yeah.
what I played. I don't. with us, all our schedules are so weird. I
Right,
don't know how
like-
much I'm gonna get it, and then I don't know how much we're gonna play together, or how much I'll even play it.
We'll figure it out.
Well, when Division 1 came out, we played. I don't know if you played with
I
us
didn't buy Division 1.
It seemed like the whole friend group played for maybe about a week, and then we kind of dispersed.
I
But
didn't
that
buy-
1 week we were going pretty hard.
That's kind of what I'm expecting, if we're lucky.
I didn't buy that game. I heard it was a piece of crap.
It was, especially the beginning.
And then they fixed it, but by then nobody was playing it, so I was like, okay, I don't care anymore. What else, Brandon? What have you been up to?
Okay, so that was all the betas and demos I played. I played a lot of other stuff. Okay, so I played the first. We'll do it this way. We'll do from shortest to longest.
Uh-huh.
I played about an hour of Far Cry New Dawn at this point. It's more Far Cry.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm actually really curious on what you think about.
I bought it mainly because GameStop will give you $10 in a rewards card back a week after your purchase. So I was like, I'll just use that for Division. So I get $10 off Division now. I enjoy it for $40. It's exactly what, it's just more Far Cry. Like, I like Far Cry 5, and it's that, but it's got more, like, the main weapon you use at the beginning, and shows how far I've gotten, is a gun that shoots saw blades at people. And
Oh,
they
the
bounce,
crossbow?
they bounce off at people. And hit
Yeah, it
other
was
people.
really cool. I was watching him play a little bit before you got over
It's
here.
a little different.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's cool. It's a crossbow that shoots saw blades. I'm like, that's really dope.
Now, I have been attacked by more animals in this playthrough already than I was in most of Far Cry 5. Like,
Well,
he watched me get attacked by a bear.
Bear had a jump scare moment, and I was like, this is the Revenant.
Yeah, we're like, he's like, do you hear a bear? And I was like, yeah, it's probably somewhere around here.
And then,
next,
like, he turns around immediately, and then bear. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh.
And then it was a...
Does it break off from the original story, or is
It's
it
it's the first ever continuation of a Far Cry game.
Oh.
So
okay.
it's 17 years after the events of 5.
Okay.
so
So
it's-
it's actually like.
Yes, I believe it's his daughters, the
Oh,
Reverends.
yeah,
He
yeah.
had twin, I think. I'm not far enough into it to know, or the father, I think is what his name was in the
Yeah,
game.
the father. Yeah.
And I think it's his twin daughters. They're leading a group called the Highwaymen,
Mm-hmm.
who you're part of a group. You're part of a group who gets attacked on their way to help Hope County, and you're the worst. And basically, I mean, like, it's you helping them out rebuild. It's like you and 3 other people survive after your convoy was attacked. It's fun. I mean, if you like Far Cry, it's only 10 hours.
Far
but
Cry.
for
I've always
$40.
enjoyed the Far Cry games.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't played much of them. I played a little bit of 4 and some of 5, but I just...
Remember that one time when they came out with that one Far Cry that no one ever played?
Primal.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the one I was actually really curious about, but
That
I
was
heard
the
it was
one
just
I
a
was
reskin
excited
of
for
4.
when they first announced it, and then
I was like, I like the idea of going back in time and dealing with prehistoric animals. I wanted to like get a woolly mammoth and
the problem was Primal was based off the worst part of Far Cry 4 when you had to go back in time, and no
Yeah.
one liked that. And they're like, "Well, we're doing a full game on that." So New Dawn's fun.
See, I didn't beat Far Cry 4, so that was a spoiler, Martha. Thank you.
No,
It doesn't matter.
The game
It's
has
a
been out
game
since like
super old.
2011.
I know.
2011. No.
20,
15, 14,
13 or 14.
14.
Who cares? I was just
Same
kidding.
year as Smash for Wii U. I remember this. It's 2014.
I don't care. I was just.
That was when we picked up at that Walmart where the woman wouldn't look in the box. It was right,
Oh yeah, I remember.
right next to the counter. And she's like, "We wouldn't bring those boxes out."
How about you back up and explain that story for everybody? Because that story is actually hilarious.
So, we were on vacation in Florida, and this just shows you how nerdy my family is. We picked up a bunch of video games while we were out there, and we were at Walmart where we had reserved earlier that day. It was like Far Cry 4,
Smash.
Little Big Planet. No, Smash was that Friday or Sunday. Little Big Planet, and like 2 other games. A lot of stuff came out that week.
Yeah, it was a pretty big week for gaming.
So we were there picking them up because my brother had brought his PlayStation and we were going to play it. And so we were there in line and we're like, hey, it's midnight or 11 or midnight, whatever time they give it to you. And she's like, yeah, it's in the back. And we're like, well, these boxes are right here. And I
Yeah.
can see Little Big Planet 3. So I was like, are you sure it's not up here? And she's like, no, why would we move it up here before release? That doesn't make sense. I could get stolen. So she's like walking around for
But it's in the box.
an hour. I kid you not, we were there for an hour, and there were probably like 20 other people there waiting with us because there's something big came out that night.
It might have been Far Cry. Or no.
Pokemon was later that week.
Yeah.
What else came out? It's gonna bother me. I'm gonna look this up when somebody
Amiibos?
else starts talking. No, maybe, but it wasn't. I also got a Link amiibo during all that because of how mad I was. But
I have my Link amiibo. It's sitting up on the shelf.
But anyway, so we spent about an hour there, and I keep telling her, I'm like, I see in the box here, Little Big Planet. So are you sure there's not more in there? And she like gets really angry with us, and eventually her manager comes over, opens the box under it, and there's like all the games we were looking for. And I was like, and I almost cursed her out, actually. I was like screaming in the store because it was 1 a.m, midnight or 1 by this point, and I was just like ready to be home and back at the place we were staying, and I was just so furious. I hate Walmart sometimes. Please sponsor us, Walmart.
No, don't sponsor us. I worked for Walmart. You guys suck.
Oh, well, now we're gonna get sued.
No.
Walmart almost took Zach's soul. They can't allow that.
But I
they
did
really
get some good
actually almost
Pokemon
did.
cards from there.
Yeah, I guess. But
Zach almost had a serious moment right there.
No.
That's something that we didn't know about.
I
He
need to
just throws the
I need to
table.
calm down. My blood pressure's rising up a little bit. Every time I think about Walmart, I just think about all the people who tried to stab me. So, no. Anyway.
I also played. So Game Pass has a deal going on right now
$2
where
Game
it's
Pass.
$2 for 2 months of Xbox Game Pass. So I decided this is how I was gonna play Crackdown, which I played about 4 hours, and I actually like it. The game is dated. This game should have come out in 2014
Really?
when it was announced. It probably should have just dropped right there.
Yeah.
It's fun. If you like Crackdown, you'll like this. I mean, like
I
it's
remember
just,
liking Crackdown 2,
Oh,
but I don't think
that's
I
the
ever-
worst one.
I don't remember playing Crackdown 1 is my thing. I know I haven't played Crackdown 1, but I remember liking Crackdown 2 as a game.
Well, 2 sucks.
Oh, well, okay.
I'll
I'll take your word for it as somebody who's played all of them. I
Like-
didn't play a lot of 2. I remember getting 2 specifically for the Halo 3 thing, or was that Crackdown 1?
Crackdown 1 had Halo 3 beta.
Okay, then that's the one I played.
Then Crackdown 1's good. 2 is not, because 2 basically had you fighting these mutants
Right.
instead of like anyway. I like Crackdown 1. It's fun. We bought it, for the Halo beta. Like everyone bought it for the Halo beta.
That's why I got it. I was like, wait, no, I thought I could have sworn it was the second one, but yeah, no, you're right.
Unless two had like Reach or something.
No, it had to have been 1 because the Reach beta was just something that came out for everybody.
Was it? I couldn't remember. Everything's kind of a blur.
Yeah, no, that period of time is out there.
But yeah, so
Anyway.
Crackdown 3 is a game that is a product of its era. It was definitely a 360 game that got pushed in Xbox One because they wanted to show off the world.
Yeah,
But the first version of it got completely scrapped.
I just think it's nice for them to actually almost bring back a franchise.
It is, but I mean, like, the general response is like a 5.
Oh,
The general response to this game is not good. And it's not a good game. Like,
that's a shame.
I enjoy it, but I enjoy the Crackdown games. It is very... The problem is there's what Crackdown is now exist in games like that are better. Like, it's...
Right.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey exists, and it's a much better. Like, if you're going to pay $60 for a game,
Right.
pay for something that's better. Like, I like Crackdown. I kept my Xbox for Crackdown. And it's not a great game, but I mean, like, $2. Like, if you have Game Pass... If you have Game Pass and you bought this or played it that way, then I don't think it's a problem. I think it's a fun game.
Right.
If you went out and spent $60 on it,
I can see
sure.
you being upset.
Yeah, I'd be mad too because I canceled my pre-order because I was gonna just buy it and then I saw the Game Pass deal and I was like, oh, forget this.
Yeah, I mean, why not save, $50, $60?
$62, I think. Or
Yeah.
something. So I was like, yeah.
Would you suggest Game Pass for people that don't know too much about Game Pass or like?
So honestly, I think Game Pass is the way of the future.
Yeah.
I think in the next 5 years, you see Sony and probably not Nintendo, not yet. They're always a little late to this stuff.
Yeah.
But Sony and Microsoft is going to be them fighting to get their Game Pass system out. I think, because this has been the rumor, and I support it. I think $100 for a console, for an Xbox console, is something we're going to see, and it's going to be like there's no disc drive, but Game Pass and Xbox Live, I mean, will like be what you buy.
And they've talked about that where
Right.
they would have it 2 different consoles, one with the
Yeah.
disc and one.
Which Game Pass has every first-party game available day one, and
Right.
I had Crackdown 3 installed Thursday, and
How
it
much
came out
is that
Friday.
Ready to
Game
go.
Pass per month?
So it's $9 or $10 a month.
Right, so it's essentially just paying for Netflix, but for games.
Yeah, if you buy 2 games a year, it's the same price.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this is where the problem comes in: is Microsoft would either need to up it, like make it cost more, so that you get third-party support because they have some, but it's like,
Not a lot.
yeah, like they just got Shadow of Tomb Raider, which has been their biggest get because that game came out 5 months ago.
Yeah.
But anything that's exclusive to Xbox tends to go straight on the Game Pass.
Right.
So if you have an Xbox, I definitely recommend it because it's 2 games a month.
Yeah.
It's 2 games a year.
So basically, Game Pass is going to become like Netflix, and they're going to start creating, instead of movies, they're going to start creating their own games.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Shut up. It's whatever. Get him off of here.
I wouldn't
the
agree
future.
with that.
No. He's being dumb because it's already owned by Xbox. They are making their own games, but Ryan is just being stupid.
I need something to throw.
The table.
No, my microphone's in front of the table, and there's a candle on it.
Throw the candle at me.
No,
but
you want to die.
I think Game Pass is the way of the future. I think what we're seeing, like PlayStation Now is starting up its game from what I've heard.
Yes.
And I think
Yeah.
they'll try to, like, basically, I think PlayStation 5, they'll be like, hey, we're completely redoing Now.
They
Either-
need to because it's trash.
But I think Xbox needs to do something where they either combine Gold and Game Pass and
Yeah.
charge $100 a year for it,
Mm-hmm.
or
I agree.
I think that's, realistically, that's what I would do.
Do you think with Nintendo and Xbox working more closely now with the several things that they've
Like
been talking
crossplay
about,
and things like that?
Yeah. Do you think that there's a chance that could somehow they could do something together with that?
I do. I think they're working on something called Scarlet, which is
Mhm.
their streaming game thing, which...
Mhm.
If anyone can do it, Microsoft owns somebody. It was like some crazy percentage of the internet,
Yeah.
and so they have the availability to do it. I think if they wanted it to, because they do, they can put Project Scarlet on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I've heard like Google Stream
Yes.
ran on tablets that are like from 2008,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and ran Assassin's Creed Odyssey at like whatever the highest that tablet could run at. So I mean like
Probably 30.
it's doable for the Switch to run it. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I think I could see Nintendo and them partnering up and doing something like that. I mean, Xbox Live is already coming there.
5 years from now, Mario will be able to fight in an epic battle with Master Chief.
Yeah.
I
don't-
can kind of see that actually.
Super Smash Bros. Xbox Edition. I would probably lose my mind.
Has like 5 characters.
Yeah.
But
PlayStation All Stars. That game's a piece of crap. I'm not even gonna make that joke.
what else did I play? It was Crackdown, and then a Wargroove. Wargroove is a spiritual successor to Advance Wars. It came out on the Switch. Everything else, it has online multiplayer. It's a lot of fun. It's Fire Emblem and Advance Wars. It's a lot of like it's a strategy RPG. So you have like a set amount of troops, and you move them around on a grid board.
Mhm.
The plot's all right so far. I'm not super far.
Sometimes those type of games you get lost into them and you like spend hours and hours.
Anytime a Fire Emblem comes out, I lose myself because you can make your characters fall in love
Yeah.
and have children, and those children get the stats of those characters. So it's basically like
Pokemon breeding.
No,
it's basically breeding humans. So I spend like a lot of time doing that and getting like the perfect party, and then like going out.
I gotta get my EVs and my natures correct.
But I mean, I like Wargroove. It's $20 if you have the time for it and you like a strategy RPG. I mean, I enjoy it. The story's okay
sometimes
so far.
those games I just love to like just come home and just like lose my mind for like 3 hours.
I did
Yeah.
one day. The first day I got it, I played through the entire first act, and then I was like, I probably should put this down for a little bit.
Sure.
But it's a lot of fun. There have been some levels like in Act 2 where I've like actually failed, and I've been like, oh, I did something wrong here.
Yeah.
But the best thing about this game is I'm going to sell y'all on it. You can have dog commanders and dog units that just move out and they just kill people. You have dogs.
So what you're telling me is that I can have my army of dogs.
Yes,
An Isle of Dogs.
sure.
Mm.
I liked that movie. I finally saw it. It was good. That was like 3
Did you
weeks
say
ago.
that?
Zach's like
As soft as
whispering.
possible.
Zach's like,
that's
Anyway, so what you're saying is it's a really good game and I should try it and I should breed the best team of all time.
well, you can't. You're confusing 2 games. You can't. I don't think you can breed your people. And
Random thought for
I kind of zoned out.
for our games that we can buy for bargain binning, we should get the one where you have to breed your dogs or whatever.
Nintendogs?
I don't know. I don't think it was that.
there's a game where you breed dogs.
You breed or like, and you take them to shows or whatever, and like you try to like get the. I don't know. I just remember this.
That
one
sounds
going-
Why
like
don't you Google
Nintendogs, but
this?
not breeding.
Hmm?
That sounds like Nintendogs, but not the
Hey,
breeding
what was I
thing.
supposed to Google while Zach talks? I forgot what the other thing was.
I don't know.
What were we talking about earlier?
Was it a year to something?
Oh yeah, I wanted to look up every game that came out that year. I played something else, but I'm gonna wait and save that because I will talk forever about it. I'll let somebody else talk for a little bit.
Ryan, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll let you go. I'm trying to
Okay.
find this breeding dog game.
Sure. Okay. Well, in the last week, I played a little bit more Ding Dong XL. I have not beaten my high score of 63. So I just play that passing time whenever, but that wasn't anything that I spent a whole particular amount of time on. Like Brandon said, it's like $1. It's worth it. Like if you just want something, like you're waiting in line to do something, like buying a movie ticket or getting popcorn or just really to pass time. It's a fun mobile game for that purpose. I played actually a little bit of Modern Warfare 2 again this week, just because I was like, oh hey, I found my copy of the game. I'm going to put it in and see if it still works. And then 3 hours passed. And I was like, what? I did not do well, but I still enjoyed it. I played a little bit of WWE 2K19 just because they released an update where they patched a lot of the fighting and stuff in that, but I actually spent a lot more time creating characters. I actually created Saitama from One Punch Man, and like I've made it to where his punches are like the best in the game, and it's really dumb, but I love it.
It was Dragon Age Inquisition and GTA 5 both launched on
really?
PS4
Yeah,
that
that's
day.
what it was.
Yeah, I got all three of them.
Yeah, and I picked up.
Yeah.
I know I picked up both of those.
No, I got all four. I picked up Little Big Planet,
That's why I couldn't remember. I already
GTA,
had
Far Cry, and Dragon Age all in that day.
Yeah. But, yeah, no.
Yeah, I did pick up.
I always do this weird thing where I just create random characters in WWE games just because I like the sheer ridiculousness of the fact that I can make Michael Jackson fight Freddy Krueger. I don't know why that's funny to me. I'm just like, I can have a Royal Rumble of just created wrestlers that make no sense. Like, I think it was like a year ago, I streamed one of the older games and I was playing as Shrek in a Royal Rumble and I immediately was murdered by everybody. And I was like, I gotta go back. But anyway, I played that and just had some fun. And then my Legion character in New Vegas, I finally reached the Strip with him. I'm trying to decide how I want to approach this character, if I want him to be a lot more of a brutal legionary or a sneaky one like the Frumentari. It's really weird. But what are you doing? Are you...
I am crabby.
You are crabby? Anyway, yeah, that's all I really played for games. Movies, we'll save Alita Battle Angel. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I was telling Brandon I actually don't like it as much as I remembered liking it the first time I saw it. I feel like the middle part is a little slow, but the fighting and the beginning of the movie I think are really strong, but it's just, I think the second act is both a little too long, and a lot of the characters, apart from Peter and his dad, I don't really care about as much. Like, Drax is just kind of there with Mantis. He doesn't really do anything the entire movie. Everything with Rocket and Yondu is good.
I think Nebula and Gamora have a good
Nebula and
character
Gamora
arc.
have that really good fight, and then...
Well, I think even Nebula has
Right.
a good character arc.
Right,
where,
and then I really liked the scene where she was like, you just wanted to win and I just wanted a sister. I was like, okay, this is really good. I forgot about that moment,
or
essentially.
when,
like,
oh, what's his name? James Gunn's brother is like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do with that money? Or basically like,
yeah,
hunt down Thanos.
yeah.
And she's like, oh, I thought you were going to buy a necklace to make all the girls. I hate that joke because it ruins the moment. But
Yeah.
And that's my problem with Guardians too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great moments.
Right.
And I get that it's a lot like Thor Ragnarok where
Right.
it is dark. And so if you didn't have that levity,
Uh-huh.
people might be like, oh, I hate this. But
No, for me, there was some joke. It was like, it was after, like, Drax was like, no, we're family, and then immediately, like, that rock or whatever hits Mantis, and he's like,
Watch
Mantis,
out.
look out! And I'm like, you just killed this moment. Like, I was like, we have this moment where all the Guardians are finally in agreement again,
Yeah.
because the entire movie there's tension between Rocket and Quill and all these other characters, like, and Rocket's a huge jerk for, like, the majority of that movie. But I loved it how...
he found the game, and it's really making
Right.
me question his sexuality.
Anyway, but it's like, I love the scene with Yondu where he's like, I know who you are because you're me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's actually really good. And then, of course, Yondu's sacrifice is really good.
I do like Drax in Mantis' moment.
Right.
Where he's like,
I
ugly
almost-
people have, or beautiful people have to worry because they have to wonder if
Right, and
people
she's like,
them
well,
for
in
them.
that case, I'm glad to be ugly.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
You are repulsive.
you are horrifying to look at. And I'm like, okay.
I'm learning I'm ugly.
Drax is like one of the most literal characters in the MCU, which is why I really want him to just like get into a
He's
war of
probably
words.
the most literal character ever.
Yeah.
I would like for him to talk with Captain America. Like, I don't know why. I think that could just be fun because I still think of. I also watched Infinity War, and I think of it like the moment where Thor's like, "This is my friend, the tree," and he's like, "I am Groot."
I'm Steve Rogers.
And I'm like that. I could just see Cap being so stern and like serious, the same as Drax in a conversation, or Thor and Drax if they had more time together. But that's really all I saw in terms
Thor
of
isn't
movie
serious
wise.
anymore.
No, not. He kind of is, but at the same time, he kind of like doesn't care
After his third movie, he's let loose.
a little bit.
He's a wild
But
man now.
he's still pretty serious. I mean, he wrecked Thanos at the end, but he should have went for the head. But otherwise, TV. I watched a season and a half of Brooklyn Nine-Nine this last week. It's really bad, and I need help. Like,
No, you gotta finish it.
I know I gotta finish it.
That's
but
the
it's
only
like,
way to help you is to finish it.
I gotta. I
The
feel like I need
cure
to
is
slow
in the
down.
last episode.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask because Ryan, have you watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, I haven't watched all of it. Though,
Okay,
by
but
any
you're
means.
probably
I just watched
younger
random.
than me.
You lived with us when we first discovered it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched the
We watched
first.
quite
okay.
a. We
We
watched,
watched the
quite a bit.
entire first season, and then season 2 was midway through airing when we caught up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask then, who are your favorite characters on that show? Because I like almost
I have
all
to-
of them. There's only one that I don't really care for too much.
So the main ones, there isn't anybody. Rosa's my least favorite of the mains.
Really?
I like. The problem is, so my favorites are Terry,
Yeah.
Holt, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those three, and then
Mm-hmm.
like second tier would be like Amy, Gina, and Boyle, and then last tier is
Rosa.
no. Second tier is Hitchcock and Scully.
Oh yeah, those two are hilarious.
Third tier is the rest of them, and then fourth is Rosa. Which
Okay.
I don't think. Honestly, I think all the characters are good. I like.
Right,
all
I
of
think
them.
all of them are really well written. I think Rosa is like the one that's trying to be too serious.
Which they.
That's supposed to be Holt's role. Like,
Well, they change her later on. So
Right.
like as the show progresses, they all grow, and so it's interesting because we
sure,
were
like,
watching.
and
her-
I'm already seeing that a little bit because the last episode I watched was the Pontiac Bandit with he played Daryl on The Office.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
I just
Craig
know his-
Robinson.
Yeah.
And by the end of that episode, you can already see that Rosa's changing a lot more as a character. She actually was smiling and talking with Jake in like the end credits, and I was like, okay, like you're easing up on like your demeanor and everything. Because in the first season, she was super serious, like
Right, and
gun ho about everything.
She gets better on that, and all of them get better. Like,
Right.
All the characters grow. My biggest season 6 has actually been a huge problem because some of the characters, like I don't like Gina and I don't like Amy as much in season 6.
See, here's my thing. Gina is my least favorite right now. Like I just feel like
She's annoying, but I like.
Yeah.
She has a lot of. She's weird.
there's some weird quirks about her that I like, but maybe I think it's just the way she talks.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like the way she talks is if she's in a way better than everybody.
Oh, because she thinks she is.
right, and I'm
That's
like,
her. That's her whole character.
I know, but I'm like, you literally do nothing. Like you sit around and do nothing. Why the captain hasn't fired you yet, I don't know. But it's like, okay, whatever. I would say Holt is my favorite. I love how serious he is, but the moments where he lets loose are the best. Like
Yeah.
I love
I don't want to repeat that on podcast. I almost did.
I love the intro where they're trying to figure out why Amy's late to work, and they all have these ridiculous reasons, and Holt is like, I think it was something with trouble at her bank, and she's like, there was a problem at the bank, and he goes, oh yeah, and I was like, Holt just like let loose for a second, and I love it. Like I love seeing him like interact with the group different than his regular character, but his regular character is also really good because like there was a part where he was on the phone and he was talking to somebody. He's like, that is honestly the funniest story I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, and then
like,
no
he's so
emotion.
serious. I'm like,
One of my
this
favorite
is fantastic writing.
moments, and we just rewatched it. It was Jake's trying to figure out why Holt spilled soup on his pants, and that's one of my favorite openings. And then he Jake spills the soup on his pants, and it just cuts to a shot of them both sitting in their underwear behind the table, and Jake's just like, 3 people just in this room with pants on.
Yeah, no, all the characters are written really well. By the end of the first season, I could really buy into the actual chemistry between Jake and Amy. Like, you were telling me, no, they really build this up, and they really make you get to the idea that Jake really does like her.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was actually really clever writing, the way they handled it. Because, like, you would think, oh, they just have this, like, rivalry relationship kind of thing, but then it starts to, when you start to look back on it, it's like, no, he's actually really into her. And I really liked just the scene of him at the hotel with his girlfriend, and then she was with Teddy, and she was trying to break up with him.
Oh, yeah, I
That
forgot
was
about that.
so funny. I was like, man, this is... I watched that episode on Valentine's Day, and I'm like, man, this is like the worst thing that could ever happen to a person. Like, you get invited up to a trip, and then your girlfriend breaks up with you. That would suck. Anyway, I watched a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I will continue to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's pretty much all I got. I'm going to hand it over to Ryan.
Sweet. So I continued playing Hearthstone when I had time.
Isn't it Hearthstone?
I call it Hearthstone.
Yeah, it really bothered me last week when I was listening.
Well, you guys can figure that out. I'm gonna get on my
We've
phone.
debated this a couple times because if you look at how it's spelled,
Let me turn
it
this
has
volume
Earth
down.
in the spelling, and I've never actually. Some people say Hearthstone. I've heard Hearthstone, which I don't know how that's possible, and then a Hearthstone.
I'm just going to listen to somebody say they're opening packs.
Okay.
You just keep talking.
Okay. Well, anyways, I have played that for a while. I got a little farther in Kingdom Hearts. Did you get the answer?
No, I couldn't hear Boogie.
He's like,
Oh,
all
no,
I
it's
hear
the
is
boogie. Ryan.
Just talk!
I'm sorry. I just
No, I'm listening! No! Talk to yourself!
Okay, Ryan. You played Hearthstone, whatever it is.
Yes, I did play that game for a bit. It's very addicting, and
Uh-huh.
for some reason I just keep on. I'm making different. I'm gonna try
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
I don't know. That sounds.
So you were both.
Whatever, I'm done. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Whatever it is, we all know what it is.
But go listen to Boogie 298 unbox 110 packs of it, and then just be like, "Oh, that's right."
Okay, so
I have wanted to play that actually, but I've decided I have too many. I'd have to drop something before I'm willing to play that.
I'm
not
going
allowed
to
to drop
start trying to
Pokemon.
create a rogue deck. That's my next.
After you got me hooked, you're not allowed to drop it that easy.
That's my next
hunt you down.
adventure on that.
Well, no, I'll still play that.
Okay, then you can drop something.
So, anyways,
Cool, Ryan.
yep,
Is,
and that's it, I guess. So,
well, you build a rogue deck and you plan to play. Maybe we can play that. It's free
I guess.
and it's on your phone.
Oh, it is? I might
Yeah.
check it
yeah,
out.
it's
I
cross-platform.
actually have it. Cross progression.
Yeah, cross-progression,
so apart from
whatever you wanna call
I think I have it
Hearthstone,
online.
what else have you been up to?
it. Let's see.
Yeah. See, boom. I downloaded
Yeah.
it because some friends asked me to a long time ago, and then I never played it.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
It's definitely worth playing.
Oh,
especially-
solitaire.
Yeah, you can also play
Solitaire.
solitaire. It's also a good.
Keep talking. I'm
good
gonna
game.
play
Yeah.
over.
Okay. Well.
This is nice, Ryan.
Yeah, I know.
Good job,
I love
Ryan.
I love the motivation that you guys give me.
Anyway,
It's
like I said, have you watched any movies or anything, or any other games you want to talk about, like, specifically?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing coherent. Okay, got
I've
it.
done nothing.
Okay.
Got an ace. I don't need that 3 right now.
So, I actually did not watch any anime the last couple
So
weeks.
I'm caught up with Promised Neverland, unlike Zach.
Yeah, I'm a failure.
Friday morning I had off, so I was like, I'm going to catch up, because I
See-
actually was behind.
I didn't have any days off this week, so I was busy with other stuff.
Well, I made you go see a movie, too, to be
Yeah,
fair.
that's true. You
Um,
made me go because you were like, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, I really liked it. Well, anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Promised Neverland, it's continuing through. We're dealing with the traitor stuff. We're letting Dawn and Gilda, I think that's her name.
Oh, the two mothers, or
No.
Oh no!
The other
That's
kids.
right. The other kids that know now.
They're growing more. They're trying to show that they're worth something, and they're not just like they're pawns, but they're not just
Right, like
things you can throw away.
because the last episode I watched, Gilda, like she had a scene with the new mother,
Yes.
Like that was really good.
So you're only an episode behind.
Well, no, I watched. You watched episode 5, right? That's where we're at. Oh, then I only missed one episode.
Yeah, you're only 1 week behind.
Okay.
Basically, you just missed because you ended with a cliffhanger who the traitor was.
Right. And
They just dealt with that,
yeah.
explained that, and then they did
Okay,
everything
then
else,
yeah, I'm fine.
I think. But
Right,
yeah,
okay.
So I enjoy it. It's still going strong. I don't know. I've not seen any confirmation that there's only 12 episodes. I guess we'll find out though.
Right. So if it's only 12 episodes, where do you think it will end up?
I cannot answer that.
Okay.
But I have ideas. I think I know where it's going to end, which is unfortunate, but we'll have to wait and see when season 1 wraps up.
Okay.
I don't think I watched. I need to send you home with some homework though.
That's true. We keep saying
I really,
this.
really want to talk about Ava, Neon
Okay.
Genesis Evangelion,
I'm gonna write this down.
and so I don't have the series anymore because the series is stupid expensive.
Okay.
But I have the movies, the rebuild movies, and we can talk about those.
Okay.
So we saw Alita Battle Angel.
That movie is literally a live-action anime.
Yeah. Which somebody who we asked to go see it just was like, oh, I hate you guys.
Well,
I'm not
don't-
going to see it.
Don't worry about it, Ryan. I'm sure that whenever you get the time, you'll see it. I recommend it. I really do. It's a fun film. I think you would actually really enjoy its action. And
Oh, I'm sure
everything.
I would.
Anyway, so Alita is based on I think it's either 84 or 94 manga.
Yeah.
It's a Seirun, which is like a gory series like Berserk,
Yeah.
and it shows.
She cut a guy's face off with a sword.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens in that
Right.
movie that was like, oh dang,
How's this? Was that movie
it's
PG-13?
PG-13. It's because it was cyborgs.
I guess.
So the main premise is the doctor, I don't remember his full name,
I'm gonna look it
Christoph
up.
Waltz's character finds
Yeah.
Alita in this like dumpster pile trash area
Right.
when he's
like-
looking for other spare parts. He
Mhm.
gives her a body, teaches her, tries to help her figure out her memory.
Right.
Turns out like there's an awesome scene where he's got the hammer
Yeah.
thing and just like walks out. That fight in the alley,
Yes, the alley fight was really good.
that was when I knew the movie was good. Like that was the moment where I was like, I actually
That
really
was where I
enjoyed
sat
this.
up and I was like, okay, I'm into this, because up until that point, I felt like it was really a lot slower.
Yeah.
And that was just because they were trying to give us interest in Alita as a character.
Where I look at it as like, here's how I look at it. I look at this was probably 24 episodes of a series crammed into 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't think there ever was a series. I think it's just based on the manga, so I'm just looking
Right.
at it that way. And so the first 30 minutes was like the first 4 episodes where they cram
Yeah.
a bunch of story, teach you about the characters, and then finally had a big action moment.
Yeah. No, this series was... This movie was originally announced in 2003, because I remember you and I were talking about how it was like a huge passion project.
I thought we were looking for the original release date of the manga.
Of the manga? Let me see.
But yeah, Cameron has been working on this movie forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so it should be like Battle Angel Alita, I think is what the actual manga is
Yeah,
called.
let me see.
No, actually something else. It's Alita something.
Series Gun M, known as Battle Angel Alita. So let me see. It ran from 1990 to 1995.
Okay. So, quick things. I liked Alita a lot.
Yeah, I think she's a really good protagonist, and I like that we got such a strong female one, because I feel like that's very few and far between for movies. When I think of strong female protagonists, recently I've thought of like Wonder Woman. I think of Captain Marvel, even though the movie's not out yet.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of it. Tomb Raider, I guess, but I'm not a big fan of the Tomb Raider movies.
Or
But
the new one.
Yeah, I really liked all the character work they put into Alita. They made me feel for her, even though like when you look at her, it's like, oh, this is an android. But like you realize she has a human brain. Like she has.
Well, maybe.
Right, but like
We don't fully know what
right,
she
but like,
is.
But it's like we get the sense that she is a person.
Yeah.
Just with how she interacts with people, how she cares for people, her willingness to fight against all these evil people and all these cyborgs that are essentially taking advantage of these laws that they have to just
Right.
do whatever they want.
Now, the only other... This is where we're going to start debating.
Yeah.
We both agree that Christoph Waltz,
Yeah.
is really good.
Yes.
We both agree the Doctor is a good character, and I enjoy watching him. All of his stuff with Alita is really good.
Yes.
He has... His action scenes are also... I love
Yeah, they're
that
really
first
cool.
one.
I like when he runs into the bar.
Yeah.
When she's already fighting the one guy.
Yeah.
And he helps join in on that fight.
But after that, we've debating. I like, now, granted, villain motivations aside, just
Yeah.
because of who he is as an actor, I really like Mahershala Ali.
Right, and
he
he's
is underutilized.
good.
He
Yes,
is,
I
I
agree.
agree he's underutilized because he's the brains of the operation. Or
Right.
he's just like the man that like provides everything.
Right, he's just kind of there. I was kind of hoping that, like, we didn't realize it, but he was, like, some advanced cyborg by the end or something.
Yeah.
Like, but they do this thing in the film, and I don't want to get into super big spoilers, but, like, they kind of foreshadow that
There's a bigger villain.
there's a bigger villain within the story with the villains, and it's revealed through him in a weird way.
He's
like-
he's a
He's almost a pawn in somebody else's game, but he's the, I guess, puppet master of the world down below.
so
Like, it's hard to explain.
well, basically, there's a line of dialogue he gives where
Yeah.
he's like, "Why go?" So basically, there's an island above them or a city above them,
Right,
and somebody up there
is the one in
is
charge.
helping him and
Right.
Mahershala Ali's character and the guy up there have a deal
Mhm.
where he like sends things up there, sends champions up there from
Right.
whatever the
And they, like,
game. I don't know what they do up there. We
Right,
don't,
like, we don't know.
anything about up
this
there.
movie, like, clearly is setting up for sequels.
Yeah, please see this just so I can get a sequel.
Like, which is why some things didn't make sense to me at first, but I was like, okay, well, this is clearly because they intend
Right.
to make another
They
one.
left it out for intentional reasons.
Which I'm like, okay, I guess that's fine, but, like, with how it's performing, I'm like,
China, your only hope.
yeah.
But like, so the action
The action is phenomenal.
really good. Probably the best action I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I really
Like,
liked it.
What is the game? It's not Battle Ball. That sounds really dumb. Is that whatever?
That's
whatever
what
the
I
big-
said, but that's definitely not it.
Whatever the big sports match is at the end.
Yeah, no, the big sports match.
Well,
stuff,
not the end, but
But like it's throughout the film.
yeah,
like, and
it's really cool.
it's actually one of the first things Alita learns about
Mhm.
when Hugo, her love interest,
which is only okay. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's there.
mm,
He grows on you by the end, but you just don't care.
Motorball is the name.
Motorball.
I knew it was something ball.
Yeah.
But like the first scene of that,
where
like,
they do it on the streets.
yeah, where they do it on the streets is cool. I was like, okay, so let's see this with like all these top cyborgs that are like
Yeah, the
cream of the crop.
intensity and how there's like no rules basically.
right, like, and it's like these guys are fighting to the death. Like, I loved the first like quick motorball scene that they show where she's like, oh, I want to do that, because I was like, if this is just generic action that's in the background, we're setting up for some really awesome stuff. My favorite action scene in that entire movie would have to be when it's closer towards the end and she's about to do her motorball race, and it's like all those cyborgs are specifically there to kill her,
Yeah.
and the doctor warned her, he's like, they're not here just to play the game, they're here specifically to hunt you down, and she like kills almost all of them and escapes and like goes to the streets and they're chasing her. I'm like, this is motorball on the streets, this is actually really cool.
So my favorite is actually in the middle of the film
Mhm.
when she's after the bar.
Oh, after the bar, that's
Because
also
that
really
felt
good.
like the most anime
Yeah,
fight scene.
I really like the bar scene.
Yeah, all that and that final fight.
Yeah,
Of the
like,
bar.
I really like how in the trailer they like show her put even on the poster she puts the blood
Yeah, on
on her cheeks, and she's like, I'll stand up to you and everything, and I was just like, oh, this is about to get good, and that fight in the bar was just amazing.
Yeah.
like
Now-
the acting is good or the action is good. The acting is fine with the two leads.
Yeah, Alita and Christoph Waltz are great.
Yeah.
Everyone else is fine.
By the end, I cared for Hugo.
Right, but it's
But,
too
like,
late by that
it-
point. At the
it
end
took-
of the movie, you're like, okay,
It took too long for me to care for him, and by that point, I already looked at him and I was like, "You're not a redeemable character to me, at least at this point." Now, if he's in the sequel, maybe they could do something with him, but like, I was like, you kind of messed with the bull and you got the horns. That was his whole thing. Like, I felt like there's a moment where I thought he was actually dead, like, and I was like, okay, they actually killed him, and she's about to go out there and she's going to get revenge. And that didn't happen. They come up with some other way to save his life, which was cool, but I was like, then 10 minutes later, as we get towards the end of the film, like, other stuff happens. I'm like, okay, whatever. That was like, I don't really care at this point. Like, you essentially deal with this character twice. I know I'm getting into spoilers.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't have talked about that,
But, like, I don't know how to talk about Hugo's character without saying why I didn't like it. without going into the end of that.
I mean, you don't. People
Movie.
just see the movie.
I guess, yeah, but like,
Because we want them to see it because I want my freaking sequel.
Okay.
Because the action and like even the CG was incredible.
yeah, it was.
James Cameron, who produced and wrote the script for this,
Yeah.
which the script has problems.
Yeah.
But it's cheesy anime dialogue, and
Right.
that's like I was okay with it.
Mhm.
If you're not, you're gonna hit that road where you're like, I don't like this, and it's gonna have that dialogue where you're like, this is bad, blah blah blah, and I understand why you would feel that way.
Yeah.
Overall, the last thing I want to add is the 3D.
The 3D is really good.
So this is weird, and I can't believe I'm going to recommend this. If you see this movie, please do. You need to see it in IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
It is made for it. The field of depth, or the depth of field, I think it's the field of depth,
Yeah.
is crazy. Like, for me, I don't wear glasses, and so, like, I was able to, like, it was really weird. It really freaked me out for the first minute, because it looked like
Yeah.
I was looking into a diorama, and, like...
Yeah, no, it has these weird film techniques where it looks as if they're on like a set background behind them, and then the acting and action is going on in front of that,
Mhm.
and it makes it really pop as if you're actually watching a manga in
Yeah.
a weird way. Because like sometimes when I'm reading a manga or even a comic book, I think I said the same thing about like Into the Spider-Verse, where the focus is on the characters, but everything else kind of like zones out or pixelates out, and especially into the Spider-Verse. The diorama, like how you said, I really enjoyed. Cameron is like the only person who, when a 3D film comes out, I'm like, okay, I'll go see this in 3D, because I feel like 3D for the most part is a gimmick now.
It is. I hate that he's even made it as popular as it is.
Right.
Thank you, Avatar.
Yeah,
I hate you for that.
something needs to dethrone it.
So anyway, score.
7.5.
Give it an 8.
Okay.
Strong recommendation. Please see this movie.
I would see it for the action and
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz and oh my God, what is her name?
Alita.
No, the actress's name.
That starts with an R, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
cares? Anyway,
It's good.
yeah, please see it. It does. The trailer I hated. Just for the record, I hated the trailers and I enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
I did see something else that I forgot to talk about, and I'll talk about it right now.
Okay.
So I took my fiance out and we saw Isn't It Romantic? The new Rebel Wilson
Oh,
romantic comedy.
that one. What'd you think?
It's not for guys. It's not for me.
Okay.
It's funny. There were moments where I was like, haha, I like actually laughed a few times pretty hard. But overall, I mean, like it was an average film. I think I like looked across the theater when like right before it started, and it was sold out, and out of everybody there, probably like an 80 to 100 seat theater, there were 6 guys. So, but these women behind us like had the time of their life. They were losing it at everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny. It was cute. If, like, this is where we got into the debate. Like, there are some romantic comedies where, like, as a dude, I could be like, yeah, you could watch this. But some I'm just like, I don't know if I'd ever watch this on my own. And Isn't It Romantic is one I would not watch on my own.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a fine movie. It has a lot of problems, but it's intentional that way. It goes in.
Isn't it making fun of romantic
It makes
comedies,
fun of
essentially?
romantic comedies while also being a romantic comedy.
Right, because it has those cliches.
Yeah.
Like,
You can tell that. Here's one thing. This is gonna sound super weird, but maybe when you see it, you'd understand it.
if I see it.
Yeah. Even our listeners. The budget is really low, and some of the set design looked really weird to me. I don't know if I was just crazy, but some of it looked odd. But overall, I mean, the movie's fine. It's worth watching. I don't know if it's worth seeing in theaters.
Okay.
It's like a 6. But it's not like... I mean, again, I'm not the target demographic for this movie. So, like, if your girlfriend, fiance, wife is like, let's go see this, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I mean, they'll probably enjoy it, and you'll just sit there and be like, that was... It's like an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, like, it's it's not the end of the world.
Reasonably short.
Liam Hemsworth is good. And I don't understand how the Hemsworth brothers are so freaking hot. Like, it does not make sense to me. Like, God spent extra time with them. But overall, it's a good movie. Good, debatably, depending on who you are. It's fine. I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, if you saw it, I wouldn't be like, how dare you? But I mean, like, I wouldn't recommend as just a single guy to go see it. Unless you're just really into those movies. Anyway.
I can't really think of anything else.
So...
Oscar prediction time?
Aladdin.
Okay.
You're all wrong. I don't understand what you were expecting, you stupid internet. Look, you all got mad when Will Smith wasn't blue, and now that he's blue, you're all pissed off. I don't know what you expected. F this stupid show. F the internet. Ah!
Okay, calm down and sit back down.
I want the pizza. I'm stealing a slice of Ryan's pizza.
Okay. Ryan, what did you think about Aladdin? Like the blue genie? Because I'm kind of in the same.
Bad.
I'm in the same camp as Brandon. I think it looks fine. I mean,
it's just not what people are expecting, I guess. Which,
I think,
like Brandon said, I don't know what you're expecting with it, but
yeah.
I mean, he's like partially CGI'd, and then he's got blue spray paint all over him. Basically, what it looks like.
Here's
I mean,
my thing.
I don't know. I don't know if a full CGI and then Will Smith and like kind of like his face structure on that full CGI would solve the problem. Like for the people that are upset, I think having Will Smith do the part is a good idea. I think.
Yeah.
But
I think that people are more concerned with them in a way disrespecting Robin Williams' legacy as the genie, which is why there's some outrage. Like, everybody's like, they think, well, they went with Will Smith, so they're going to make it super comedic. But Robin Williams and Will Smith have two different styles of comedy and two different ways of inflection with their acting and things like that. Like, this is definitely going to be a different type of genie, I think. Because, like, how could you make a genie exactly like Robin Williams in live action, especially now that he's gone? That would just look tasteless. I think that they're doing something so different that people almost feel like either way they're going to be upset. But I think if you just let it go and enjoy it for what it is, that the Aladdin movie is going to be fine. I agree with Brandon, not on the sense that I'm going to stand up and kick the table and flip my chair, but Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney films. I really think it has a chance to be really, really good as a live-action film, and I think that Will Smith is actually a really good choice for a genie that's going to be so much different from Robin Williams, which is why I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, it looks so bad, I'm not going to see it. I would say, if it was me, I would make him in his blue form look almost more like a transparent ghost rather than a solid entity. But
well, right.
I don't know. Because like, he's like smoke out of a lamp, you know? Like, he looks like he's almost too solid. Like, I could physically touch him and like my hand wouldn't go through him or something. And that's my one thing.
Here's my problem. Here's my biggest complaint. Is the movie's not out yet.
Right.
And I agree. I do agree he does look a little rough. Like, CGI-wise, he looks rough. But people who are like...
it's also a trailer.
Right, but people who are like, well, this isn't what I wanted. Oh, okay, cool. That's fine. It might not be what you want, but it's probably what they debated on was the best option.
Right.
Because if you go too much like the original, it's just going to be...
Right, because then it's like, well, you offered nothing new. You did nothing new with the character. You did nothing new with the story, which is the whole point of making live-action remakes. Like, with...
And they spent too much money...
Jungle Book and Cinderella and all those, they made things different. Like,
they spent too much money having Will Smith in this to not have him, in his blue form, have Will Smith's face.
Like,
so
that to me just is such a stupid reason.
It just frustrates me because, like, I saw a post where people were like, Aladdin's not hot enough, or neither is Jasmine, or the genie doesn't look how it should. I'm like, are you kidding me? Just,
Do they have to be hot?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Like, maybe there's just some weird, like, Aladdin community out there that, like, is like, how dare you make Jasmine and Aladdin look not attractive and then have the genie not look the way he did in the cartoon, like, exactly how he looked. I'm like, calm down. Like...
And what frustrated me is this wasn't just the internet. It was like some of my Facebook friends posting the same things. I'm like...
People I know are like, no, I'm not even going to give this movie a chance now. And I'm like, that is so stupid. Based off of a trailer...
Based off of not even a trailer,
but just the way one character looked. Yeah. Like, everything else about the movie has looked incredible. The music has sounded amazing. The shots and the trailers, the atmosphere, everything about that story is super rich and powerful. And if you're going to let one shot of what Genie looks like when he's blue dictate, I'm not going to see this, you're clearly holding on to nostalgia alone. And I think that people need to let that go.
No, I agree. Jafar looks a little weird.
Yeah,
he sounds a little odd.
I think he's supposed to.
But he doesn't sound intimidating. Somebody used the scene by scene of where he's like, bring me the lamp. And then this he's like, bring me the lamp.
But that might also just be a TV spot because trailers do that where they make things different in the final product. So a trailer is literally meant just to give you interest in a film, which is what those have been doing. So I'm just like, if you didn't like the trailer, I get that, but I don't know. I'm willing to give it a chance. I'll probably see it as soon as it comes out.
I'll be there opening night.
I probably won't be there opening night, but I'll be there like the next day or the day after. I need to rewatch Aladdin before I see it. But I agree. I think everything with Genie is going to be fine. They're going to do something a little different, but I think if we just let it go, we can have a good time with it, and people can come to like his Genie if they actually go see the film.
I wish we had a camera.
Anyway.
So Ryan, what? Do you have any? What was our next topic?
Nintendo Direct?
I guess. Did you watch the Direct?
Nope.
They announced Mario Maker 2.
Link's Awakening, a
Astro
Fire Emblem game.
Well, Fire Emblem had been announced. They gave a release
Right, but
date
they gave
for it.
a release date.
There's like a bunch of ports and stuff.
Yeah.
The big ones were Link's Awakening because the fan base is very divided on Link looks super cute.
Mm-hmm.
And some people hate it and some I like it.
I think the art design is really good and it's going to help get more kids into Zelda. That's
Right.
exactly what I think they're doing. Because the hardcore Zelda fans are already there. They're going to
Right. And
they're going to jump back on Link's Awakening in a heartbeat because that game is how old now? 25 years old?
23.
23. Okay.
No. Well,
I
the
think
Game Boy came out in 1993. I don't know when Link's Awakening came out.
I think it came out that same year. Either
No.
way, it's an old game. It's well over 20 years old.
96.
Okay. But like it's one of those things where people are like, okay, this is an older handheld game that's being remade for the Switch.
Yeah.
Think about it. A lot of people probably have not played the handheld Zelda games. Like, I would say that those are the ones that arguably people have played the least. Maybe the Toon Link ones people picked up because the DS was super huge.
The DS ones, yeah. The Link's Awakening, I think, in the Oracle Seasons and Ages.
Right, I think those two
were picked up.
Right, and I would like to see all of those eventually make their way to the Switch. Maybe even just actual ports on like the eShop, just so people have the opportunity to play them. I actually have never played through all of Link's Awakening, so I'm super curious. I'm gonna pick it up.
It's been since
I don't-
probably 98.
I don't remember really anything about that game,
Yeah,
like, which I feel really bad saying that, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I was kind of disappointed in the Direct for not revealing anything either Pokemon or Smash related, but those will also
hold on.
probably
Time
get
out.
their
Let's
own
pause.
Directs.
Pause for a second on this. Pokemon never gets announced in a Direct.
Yeah.
I gave you this before we started.
I know.
Pokemon is never. It always gets its own.
Yeah.
Smash did get an announcement. In a sense, we know that Joker is coming out before April.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
we only have a month and a half.
For me, I'm like, I wanted to know another character, I guess.
Not before Joker.
Yeah.
They'll wait. We'll see.
It's just a petty argument on my end.
Right.
Like, and I admit that. Like, I'm just like, I just wanted to see who's next because I haven't played Persona, so Joker doesn't really particularly interest me. Besides the fact that means Persona 5 is more
Probably
likely coming to the Switch.
yeah.
That's the main thing. So I'm just like, if that's the case, if all of these are third-party characters, what other games are coming to the
Right.
Switch? Which is why I was like, I want to see what character's next to see, like, if it's Banjo-Kazooie, are we getting Banjo-Kazooie on the Switch? Because I would love that. But I don't know. So that was my thing. I thought it was a good Direct.
Yeah, give Dragon Quest the kind of time frame, which I've been excited to play.
Yeah.
11.
You got really hyped up when they were like Final Fantasy
9
7 and
launched.
9.
9 launched that
It just
day.
came out that day. And then there was Tetris Battle Royale.
Oh yeah, I saw it down. That was one I wrote down. I forgot. So I played one game and then my Nintendo Switch Online expired.
I need to get Nintendo Switch Online so I can play it.
Yeah,
I
so
really want to try it.
It's Battle Royale, like Fortnite, all that, but Tetris. And it is crazy fun. That and Apex Legends will probably take over Fortnite, hopefully. Be the Fortnite killers that we've been waiting for, because I'm ready for that game to die.
Fortnite is about to be clubbed like a baby seal.
Okay, well, not that. But
I'm kidding.
the other thing that I want to talk about, real quick news, was Transformers Bumblebee was confirmed to be a reboot.
Yeah. I did see that.
And was confirmed that it would be the start of a new universe.
Which is
So
good.
they're ditching the Bay films.
Oh, thank God.
And so I think there was a rumor of a 2021 movie coming out.
Cybertron.
Well, so they're not that because they announced the new animated series with Netflix that Rooster Teeth is doing.
What?
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth is doing it?
Rooster Teeth is doing the Transformers animated series that is going to run on Netflix that is based on the War for Cybertron video games. in comics.
Okay, I have faith in that. Rooster Teeth hasn't disappointed me with a single series of theirs yet.
Yeah.
So,
Have you watched Genlock?
no.
I'm really curious about it. I haven't watched it yet. It just has a huge star cast behind it.
Yeah. I haven't seen all of RWBY. Ruby. I've seen like a bit of the first season and I really enjoyed it. I was like, this is actually really cool. Red versus Blue is always going to be near and dear to my heart because
Right.
I
This is what it
watched
is.
that when it came out. I was the guy who was like there every episode, and I have been for 16 seasons now. That has been on for 16 years on the internet. It is the longest running web series of all
Has
time.
to be longer than 16 years, right?
No, season 17 comes out this year. It's insane. It's like, what? Have you
I've not since like season 10, maybe.
really? I think seasons 1 through 13 are all on Netflix.
They are as movies and stuff.
Yeah, I actually really appreciate watching it that way because it's like, oh, I've got 2 hours, I can watch a season and be done. Versus going to YouTube or roosterteeth.com and clicking the episodes in order, I can just watch it. But season 14 was like a weird side spin-off thing. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else that I have that I want to get into aside from Oscar predictions. Do either of you have anything?
Nope.
I'm trying to think. Did I do anything else? We didn't talk about it. I seen a news drop that we're like, oh, Frozen 2, that trailer
Oh
was
yeah, Frozen
really
2's trailer
good.
came out.
That was a really good trailer.
I actually heard a rumor that they only released that trailer because of the Aladdin backlash.
That's
I don't think that's true.
Maybe, and this is where, I don't know, because some people are going to be like, where's the Star Wars trailer?
Right.
But
And I'm just like, who cares?
I think Frozen 2 was probably in the pipeline, and it was probably going to come out
yeah,
a little bit later, but because of the Aladdin backlash, I do agree that there was probably some,
maybe some intent,
but
to
not
do that.
not fully. Okay. So, Oscar predictions. So, what we're going to do is, I'm sorry about this segment, it's going to be a little long. If any of you listen to our Golden Globe prediction, it's a little rough.
Also, we
So,
have
paper.
punishments for this.
Yes, so there is a real punishment this time. Golden Globes, there's a punishment too.
Brandon and I lost. We tied.
We were gonna go see Holmes and Watts.
They actually stopped playing it in theaters before we could get tickets to go
Well,
and see
so
it.
basically the night of we talked about seeing it, we saw Green Book instead.
Right.
And then we're like, well, later that week we'll go see
And then
Holmes and Watts.
they stopped playing it.
And so
And I was just like, are you kidding me? It's going to come out on DVD, I think, really soon, actually.
if it's not already out, it will. And so we've agreed that we will go rent it, or I'll rent it from Amazon. He can
And
do it on his own. And
we'll
watch
I think
it.
we should watch it together. I think that would be the best way to punish
So-
ourselves and also get through the quick release of death by
Yes.
roasting the film the entire time.
Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have a tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
If we tie even last place, we're gonna do. There are 4 categories. You're gonna actually vote on each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start. I'm gonna have an order. There are 4 categories we're not doing. We're gonna do an order of 1, 2, 3, 4, and basically, if you guys keep tying,
Yeah.
you'll have like overrule it. And so when we
Right.
get to that part, we won't do that on camera, but we'll talk. I'll talk about what the tiebreaker will be.
Okay.
And we'll need to write it down before we
Sure.
leave. We're not doing all the categories because there's some like best shorts, and foreign films. We do not feel qualified.
Right. Like,
We're
I don't know
talking.
anything about that.
So
Won't lie.
I'm sorry if this drags out a little bit or it just cuts a lot and you're like, oh, I don't really want to hear, or it's just silence. But we will try our best to talk during this. But if not, if you want to tune out, that's awesome. Thank you for listening. We're on Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, or iTunes with Apple Podcast. Please give us a like, a listen. We have a YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow us at Nothing Coherent or Coherent Nothing. If you want to keep listening, though, this is our Oscar talk, which... Oh, no! I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3! Where am I going? Forget this for a second. Hold on. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the best Kingdom Hearts game. I beat it, and I didn't get a chance to talk about this. How far are you in this? Are you still at the same point?
No, I'm at the Pirates in the Caribbean.
Oh, wow, you made a huge jump.
Wow. Good job, Ryan.
Okay, so, the last 6 hours of this game, basically after you beat the last Disney World, are the most fan-servicey, controversial Final Fantasy stuff that happens. It is so beautiful. I was in love with it. Now, if you haven't played them all, which I'm super curious to hear what your opinion of it is when you get there. And I'm curious to hear other people's opinions, because I've played every game. I've been following the series religiously since Kingdom Hearts 2. And I loved it. I mean, it's super fan servicey. It ends in a way where you're like, I want more, but who knows? The gameplay's a lot of fun. It's the best there's ever been. I do understand that it is also the attractions are a little repetitive. I don't know if you agree on that. They're a little overpowered and they're kind of odd sometimes. Like, I don't like Splash Mountain
Yeah.
or the whatever river or whatever it's supposed to be. The teacups are okay. The pirate ship is the best one.
Yeah, they got Johnny Depp's character pretty well.
The Pirates of the
Very
Caribbean
accurate.
level is the best level.
Captain Jack
Yeah.
Sparrow.
I love doing the ship combat.
Yeah, it looked fun when I saw you playing. it.
Overall, I could talk about this for hours, and this is why I forgot to talk about it earlier because I was going to just spend forever. But
Here's the
I
thing.
figured we would probably have our own show once I complete it, and if Zach gets to catch up and
Oh,
Okay.
I won't be able to catch up on all of Kingdom Hearts because I want to play all the games before I would play 3.
yeah.
So I will let you two actually do a full show on that if you want. And you guys can just talk about Kingdom Hearts and just your love for it in general and everything. I think that could be really fun for you guys.
yeah, so just a quick summary. It's the best Kingdom Hearts game. It's not the one that I recommend you jump in on. I mean, if you want to get into the franchise, cool. If you decide you're only going to play 3, awesome. Do not get mad, though, when things happen. You're like, why is this happening? None of this makes sense. Who's Xehanort? Overall, I loved it. It's a 9.5. It would be a 10, but there's a few things here and there I would change. Not story-wise, per se, but, like, there's just some decisions made of gameplay towards the end. There's a few things that are added that extend the time. But overall, everything that happens is super fan servicey, and I loved it. Definitely recommend the game. Please buy it. I want to see more. Okay, so Oscar prediction. Sorry, I forgot. I wanted to do that.
I was like, Brandon's going to go on a 30-minute tangent.
I
about
was a little
Kingdom
scared
Hearts.
there. So, our first category is film editing.
Okay. And who are our categories, Brandon?
Who are our nominees?
Nominees.
Film E is what I'm going to write down. It is Black Klansman,
Okay.
Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, and Vice. I'm going to vote Vice.
For best editing?
Yep, I've not seen it, but based on all the talk I've heard, that would be my guess.
I'm actually going to vote Vice myself.
I'm going to throw a shot in the dark and say Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, best visual effects. Avengers Infinity War, Christopher Robin, First Man, Ready Player One, Solo, A Star Wars Story. I'm going to vote Infinity War, even though I don't think it's going to win, but that's going to be just my heart.
I'm going to go Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin is probably what I think would win. I
think what's going to win is First Man. But I want Infinity War to win.
Yeah, First Man's. No, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to go with Christopher Robin. I'm going to go with my gut on all of these, even if I have to watch some stupid, horrible film.
Best production. Black Panther, The Favorite, First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, and Roma. I'm going to vote The Favorite.
I'm going to go Black Panther on this
I am
one.
too.
Best sound editing. Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, A Quiet Place, Roma.
Ooh. You said Quiet Place.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with A Quiet Place. I don't... Yeah, A Quiet Place is what I'm going to go
What's
with.
the next one? Score? No, sound mixing. Oh, they're different. Okay, so sound editing. Ooh. I don't know.
Wait, so that was mixing or editing?
Editing.
Okay.
I'm going to go Bohemian Rhapsody on this one.
What did you say?
I said A Quiet Place.
I'm just going to go different and say First Man, I guess.
Are we doing that just so that we have, like, breaks so that
Yeah.
somebody clearly loses?
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. I try not to say the same as everybody else, but at the same time, I also
Okay.
can predict some...
Best sound mixing. Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, First Man, Roma, A Star Is Born. I think it's A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Or, honestly, it could be A Star Is Born or Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. I could see it being Bohemian Rhapsody, but I think A Star Is Born is probably going to take that.
Yeah, because Star is Born's not in the other one, so I'm just gonna say it's...
They're like, well, that one goes to Bohemian Rhapsody, that one goes to Star Is Born.
Best animated feature.
Well, I know
Incredibles
I want it
2.
to be.
Isle of Dogs. The anime film that is by Hodo, which I think should win, but whatever. Maria, Ralph Breaks the Internet, or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Spider-Man on that.
I'm voting Spider-Man as well. However, just for the record, Pixar has never lost.
Right.
Ever. Even if a film deserves it over, it has never lost.
I'm going with Incredibles, actually. I almost said Isle of Dogs, but I don't know.
Okay. Best Original Score. Black Panther, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, Isle of Dogs, Mary Poppins Returns.
I'm going with Black Panther.
I don't know.
This one's tricky because I want to say Mary Poppins, but
I don't think I'm going to go Black Panther as well.
I just think the music in Black Panther was a lot more, almost in a way, iconic. Like, when I hear it, I recognize it's Black
next
Panther.
category?
Like,
Original song.
original song.
I guess I'm gonna go Black Panther on that one.
I misspelled song. Go well. All the stars in Black Panther all fight in RBG, sorry. The Place Where Lost Things Go in Mary Poppins Returns. Shallows and A Star Is Born. When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings. The Ballad of Buster.
Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
I'm gonna do Shallow.
It's got to be Shallow. It's
Yeah.
Shallow or All the Stars.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess Shallow. Best cinematography.
This is where it's gonna get good.
I'm just gonna do Sid. The Favorite, Never Look Away, Roma, A Star Is Born, Cold War. I'm gonna guess Roma
Yeah.
because they want to win something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go The Favorite.
That would be my second guess. What'd you guess?
I said Roma.
Yeah. Best costume design. The Ballad of Buster, Black Panther, The Favorite, Mary Poppins Returns, Queen Mary of Scots.
I'm gonna say Black Panther.
I'm gonna say The Favorite.
I'm gonna just go with the Mary Queen of Scots. They haven't been mentioned. They need to get something.
Best makeup and hairstyle. Oh, I already know what one's this, but we'll. Border, Mary Queen of Scots, and Vice.
Oh.
Man, I wonder what's gonna win that.
Vice.
Yeah.
Best adapted screenplay. So this means it's already based on a previous story
Yeah.
or like a real life, because some of these are. A Star Is Born, The Ballad of Buster, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, Can You Ever Forgive Me?
What was
I'm
the
gonna
first
have to-
one? It was
A Star Is Born.
I'm gonna have to say A Star Is Born.
I'm going Black Klansman. Oh, I need to put adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
A screenplay. Well, I guess it don't matter. I'll know the difference because I'll be like, oh, that wasn't.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put KKK because I already wrote too much. Best original screenplay: The Favorite, First Reformed, Green Book, Roma, or Vice.
I'm gonna put Green Book.
I am too.
I don't know. I want to put Green Book, but I'm worried Vice is gonna win.
Yeah. In my heart of hearts, Green Book is gonna sweep the Oscars, but
Right, Green Book. I wrote Vice. Okay, best supporting actor: Mahershala Ali, Adam Driver. Okay, sorry, Mahershala Ali, Green Book. Adam Driver, Black Klansman. Sam Elliott, A Star Is Born. Richard E. Grant, Can You Ever Forgive Me? And Sam Rockwell in Vice.
Adam Driver.
Mahershala
Ali.
Ali, Green Book.
Just gonna put Al.
Yeah.
Best supporting actress: Amy Adams in Vice. Marie D. Tarvey in Roma. Well, I'm saying whatever I want. Regina King in If Beale Street Could Talk. Emma Stone in The Favorite. Rachel Weisz in The Favorite.
I'm gonna say Emma Stone.
I'm gonna say Regina because I've heard a lot about that, but supporting
I'm gonna go with Regina also.
actress. King. Best actor, which I already. Oh, this is tough. I'm
Yeah, this one.
I'm gonna be curious between two of these who they pick. So Christian Bale in Vice, Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born,
Yeah.
William Dafoe at Eternity's Gate, Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody, Viggo Mortensen in Green Book. I think it's Christian Bale.
I could see it being Christian Bale, but I also
I'm gonna go Rami.
I was thinking between those two. Oh, this is hard. Okay, I'm going Christian
I
Bale.
feel like Christian Bale's gonna win, but I'm gonna go Rami.
Do what you want, not what you think.
Yep.
This is the one that now after the Golden Globes, I have no idea, but I'm still
Right.
voting Gaga. I'm still okay. So best actress is whatever from Roma, Glenn Close from The Wife, Olivia Colman from The Favorite, Lady Gaga on A Star Is Born, and Melissa McCarthy. And Can You Ever Forgive Me?
I'm going with Gaga.
I'm so sorry, the woman from Roma. I can't pronounce her name.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gaga also.
And then best director. Best director, Alphonse, is it Cuarón from Roma? Oh my gosh, why do you all have weird names? Yogurt from The Favorite, Spike Lee from Black Klansman, Adam McKay, Vice, Paw Patrol from Cold War.
I'm gonna go Yargos.
Bradley Cooper wasn't nominated?
Nope. I'm going to vote for Spike Lee, Black
Yeah.
Klansman. All right, now the moment of truth. Best picture.
It's gonna put picture.
Vice, A Star Is Born, Green Book, Roma, The Favorite, The Undeserving Bohemian Rhapsody, Black Klansman, and the controversial Black Panther. Now, if I wanted to go with my heart of hearts and to see everybody extremely mad, I'd pick Black Panther.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with my favorite film of last year and still vote Green Book.
I'm saying Green Book. I, for whatever reason, feel like the Academy is going to literally make everybody mad and go with Black Panther.
It is a popularity contest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will not be surprised if Black Panther is the one that wins it.
I wouldn't be either. And I get it, like, with the way the Academy decides on films that get nominated for
The
Best
movement.
Picture. But I'm
So
going with Green
For
Book
clarification, I voted for Black Panther. I think they'll win.
for Best Picture.
Yes.
Okay.
That's tough. I almost want to change my vote.
I'm not. I feel actually pretty confident in my
No,
choices.
I'm going to change it. I'm not voting for Green Book. I'm voting for Black Panther. I'm
Okay.
going to write that down because I want to see everybody angry.
Okay. That's fine. I'm still going with Green Book. The way that movie just made me feel as a person watching
Oh,
it.
Green Book is the
like-
better movie, 100%. But I just want to see the reaction of if Black Panther won.
Oh, I think it probably will, but I'm willing to sacrifice a point just because that's how petty I am about Black Panther winning. I'm totally satisfied if Green Book loses because I knew in my heart of hearts that's what I wanted to see win.
All right, well, thank you for
deserves it.
listening. Thank you for watching or listening, watching with your ears to Nothing Coherent. We already did the rigmarole, but thank you for tuning in. Good night.